morning, ladies and gentlemen. Good morning, everyone out there watching and listening to this video. I am Emmanuel David Dogba, once again reaching out to you. I remain your life coach. And this morning I want to share with you something very important, and I think it's as necessary that we talk a bit about it. Francis Bacon said that reading makes a fool man, conference a ready man, and writing an exact man. End of quote. When you read, you become a full man. And what does that mean? In the words of Francis Bacon, reading prepares you for the future. Reading opens you up to understand better the things that others who have written have as ideas. Reading exposes you to a lot of things you may never know until you die, unless you read. Reading helps you to walk into the mind of the writer and get totally what he had to share in the course of writing that book. The experiences gathered in 25 years, 10 years, 15 years, put together in a book, you get it in one fell swoop when you read. And again, I want to encourage people, especially in this generation, that it's important we imbibe the culture of reading, because when you read, you begin to understand certain things about life. You begin to understand a whole lot of deeper things that you never knew. For example, I read a book, The Business Secrets from the Bible, by Rabbi Lapin, and he said something that struck me. In that book, he said, whatever animals do that humans do is physical, but whatever humans do that animals cannot do is spiritual. And one of the most important examples he gave was reading. He says animals don't read, so reading is spiritual. And he went on to say that reading exposes you and opens your mind to realms that physically you cannot reach, to places that physically you may not have been to. And so reading is a very important aspect of life. If you look at the scriptures also in the Bible says, and Daniel understood by books. In the book of Daniel said, I understood by books. Now, the things he wouldn't have known, he got to know them because he read. He got to know those things because he read. Now, when you don't read, you are left at the position where you were at, and you will continually decline, because what happens with knowledge is that knowledge fades. And so when you don't update or upgrade, it will get to a point where it becomes obsolete. What you thought you knew 5 years ago may not be relevant anymore, so you need to keep reading to update your knowledge and to make your brain more capable in analyzing things. So the more you read, especially when you read things that are very, very productive, that help you to grow, your life becomes more meaningful and very, very helpful for you to understand how life works, to understand how things happen. Now, when you see a professor, he became a professor because he read and read and read and wrote and wrote and wrote and conferenced at so many programs and conferences. So these are very important things in life. Reading is a critical part of the growth process and personal development. And I want to encourage everybody to try as much as they can to read at least a chapter of a book a day. That may sound a tall order for those who don't like reading, but I encourage you to do that, and I tell you for a truth, your life will be better off than what it is right now. If you can make out time to read at least a chapter of a book, worst case scenario, read a page a day. Read a page of something a day. Just one page will do a lot of magic in your life, will do a lot of great things in your life. Read a page a day and you'll be glad you did. Because I have come to understand that when you read, you tap into the mind of the author. When you read, you tap into the mind of the writer, and you begin to gather the experiences. I give you a practical example. When I wanted to go to, I was planning, to celebrate my 10th year anniversary with my wife, and we agreed to leave the shores of this country and travel to Dubai, the United Arab Emirates. And one of the things I did was to first sit back, gather all the materials I could get. I was in Dubai even before traveling to Dubai. I had to read up and read up and read up and read up. I read so much so that I could describe to someone the experiences just by reading. I read so much so that I could describe the experiences and the things that would happen when we get there. And I was even sharing with my wife. I said, if you get to this part, these are the things you'll see. And she asked me, you have not been there, how come you know? I said, well, I read up. So what am I trying to say? When you read, you are exposed to things and places that you have never been to. And that experience can be so real because reading is spiritual. I want to encourage you to read up. One of the things I did in my secondary school days was to sit back, pick up my dictionary, and read through my dictionary. And that helped me a great deal. It made me the public speaker I am today because I became conversant with words and I understood the depth and meaning of those words because I read so deeply. I still do read today. I read a lot today. I read a lot of books. One of my greatest addiction is books. I am addicted to books. When I drive past the roads, I see a book that I love. First thing I want to do is check my pocket that I have some coins on me, and some money on me. The moment I buy a book. I love buying books. People like clothing, people like jewelry, people like, Hublot, wristwatches and all of that. For me, books, that's what takes my money. And I read them. I try to read them. Because, I understand that when you read, you become an exact man. You become a properly tuned man. You become someone that understands the dynamics of life. So hey, take time out today and read a page at least. Have a wonderful time. God bless you.